25 this week. Number 16 Baylor tries to maintain momentum. Raleigh, North Carolina, AP. A year ago, Baylor carried momentum from winning a November tournament all the way to its first #1 national ranking. The 16th-ranked Bears have a chance to see how far another title carries them. Baylor won last week's Hall of Fame Classic by beating Wisconsin and Creighton, allowing the Bears to climb 6 spots in the latest AP Top 25 poll. Now Scott Drew's club gets 2 games against ranked opponents this week, starting with Tuesday's visit to number 21 Xavier. Last year's Bears won 3 games in 3 days, including a comeback from 22 down in the championship game against Louisville, to win the Battle for Atlantis in the Bahamas. That team went on to start 15-0 and earn the #1 ranking by January in a 27-win season that included a trip to the NCAA Sweet 16. A lot of times these tournaments are fun environments and you have TV and you can get distracted, Drew said after the Creighton win in Kansas City, Missouri. Our upperclassmen always do a good job to let them know the importance of these, especially come later in the year when it comes NCAA tournament time. The challenge now is 2 tough non-conference games. The Bears, 5-0, visit the Musketeers, 5-1, then host number 8 Wichita State, 4-1, on Saturday. More double-ranked games. The Musketeers get 2 home games against ranked opponents, following the Baylor game with Saturday's date with number 11 Cincinnati. And number 25 Creighton visits number 15 Gonzaga on Friday. Duke unquestioned. It took top-ranked Duke a month to go from getting roughly half the #1 votes in the AP Top 25 to securing them all. The Blue Devils, 8-0, pulled off big comebacks against Texas and Florida to win their PK80 Invitational bracket behind the latest dominant showings from freshman Marvin Bagley III. And within number 2 Arizona's 3-game flop in the Bahamas, Duke claimed last week's 11 holdout votes and now sits atop all 65 ballots in results released Monday. Duke visits Indiana in the ACC/Big Ten Challenge on Wednesday, then returns home to host South Dakota on Saturday. ACC/Big Ten Challenge. Speaking of the interconference throwdown, there are several notable matchups this week. 10th-ranked Miami visits number 12 Minnesota on Wednesday night in a schedule that includes number 13 North Carolina hosting Michigan after the Tar Heels' lopsided loss to number 3 Michigan State in the PK80 Invitational. The Spartans then host number 5 Notre Dame, which beat Wichita State for the Maui Invitational Championship, on Thursday night. The ACC leads the annual event 11-5-2 since it began in 1999. Wildcats regroup. Arizona has gone from number 2 to unranked in a week after a 0-3 showing in the Battle for Atlantis last week that stood as the most surprising outcome from the holiday tournaments. That made the Wildcats the first team to go from number 2 to unranked in a week since Louisville in 1986-87 after its own November tournament flop in the Great Alaska Shootout. The Wildcats play Wednesday against Long Beach State and visit UNLV on Saturday. Welcome back. Number 20 Arizona State, number 22 Texas Tech and number 23 TCU are back in the rankings for the first time in a while. The Sun Devils are ranked for the first time since the 2008-09 season entering Saturday's home game against San Francisco, and they'll go for their first 7-0 start since the 1980-81 season. The Red Raiders, 6-0, are ranked for the first time since the 2009-10 season entering Thursday's game against Seton Hall in New York. As for TCU, 6-0, the Horned Frogs are ranked for the first time since December 2014 and has their highest ranking since January 1999 entering Wednesday's home game against Belmont. Watch list: Seton Hall fell from number 22 out of the poll, though the Pirates have a chance to make it a short absence. In addition to facing the Red Raiders, Seton Hall visits number 17 Louisville on Sunday. The same goes for Purdue, which fell out from number 18 after a 1-2 showing at Atlantis. The Boilermakers got their offense rolling again in their rout of Arizona to salvage a win in the Bahamas, and next host Louisville in the ACC/Big Ten Challenge on Tuesday before opening Big Ten play Friday at Maryland. More AP college basketball, collegebasketball.app.org and www.twitter.com weblink. Follow Aaron Beard on Twitter at www.twitter.com weblink.